Yeah, I brought out the old style headphones because I am about to go and see Wonka again before it leaves theatres. But I thought I would pull out one of Timothée Chalamet's more unique movies. What am I referring to? Bones and All. Now, this is, I would say, a subtle horror movie. Now, I am saying the word subtle because the subject matter is a bit on the gruesome side. Now, the world of this movie, there are two types of people. There are eaters and non-eaters. We follow specifically two eaters. I think it's Mildred, who I don't really know the actor, but I do know she was also in another horror movie. That would be Escape Room, and also Escape Room 2, Champion, the champion one. She is what we refer to as an eater, who are cannibals, but don't know how to control it. And we sort of follow her first. She's sort of out into this world. We meet her at school, and we sort of see her try and navigate wanting to be just a normal schoolgirl. And you don't really realize that something is wrong. You just think it's like a normal school drama. Really, until she takes a bite out of one of her classmates' fingers. Should I say freshly painted fingers, I should say. And her and her dad immediately have to move because if the word got out, it would be catastrophic. And the second move that she makes, her dad is starting to feel the pressure of having a daughter with a very unique ability. And he's the one that runs away, leaving her with two items. A tape that he has recorded, giving her some advice and a little bit of history of her. And she's told to destroy it once she's listened to it fully. And her birth certificate, which from there, and also some cash. So she decides to pack up and go on a bit of a road trip. And from that road trip, she only has enough money to go part of the way. And when she goes to her first sort of location, she meets a guy called Sully, who is also an eater. And he sort of teaches her a little bit about the world that they are in, because she never really has met another eater. So to her, it's scary. She doesn't know what to do. So they actually have a feed together. He feels a little protected and vulnerable with her. She finds him extremely scary. And I have to agree, I would run away myself from this guy. And then she jumps on a bus illegally. And at her next location, she goes to a convenience store. It looked like one of those local places. She meets another eater, Lee, played by Timothy. And he nonchalantly has a sort of a rule about himself, about who he eats, which are dickheads and wankers and people that are absolute scum of the earth. That's the type of people that he specifically goes after, because he goes after the guy that harassed our lead, and they form a really tight bond. I would probably put it over to love. So, and they become boyfriend and girlfriend, and they do their. We see them eat. Well, we see him kill 2 people. The second of these dirtbags is actually a father with a kid, which is a little bit of a no-no in Lee's mind. Lee tries to only kill people that have no family whatsoever. He royally screwed up with this time, and they both sort of go on the run, leaving his car abandoned in front of his house, because they thought they could take a little bit of shelter in his house, clean themselves up, have a nice warm bed. So he decides to go back to his house, his family, Lee's family, not our main lead. And he's never really severed ties with his family. And so he decides to go and see his family. He stays at his aunt's place, and they start to really bond. But she wants to see and understand her mother. So she goes back to where her mother was born and where she was born. That leads her to an insane asylum, which is where her mother has voluntarily locked herself up because she is an eater, and she was afraid that she would kill her own unborn child, her newborn child, leaving her father with her. She gets extremely scared, and she runs off, leaving Lee absolutely bewildered. He searches and searches and searches and searches for her. And we pick up the story, I would say maybe like 3 or 4 years later. She arrives back at Lee's hometown, where Lee has decided, okay, I'll stick around the fam and I'll see if she will come back. They rekindle, but before she meets up with Lee again, when she goes on the run the second time, she meets up with Sully again, and he comes off as a complete and utter creep. And he says, I cleaned off in front of you. I've never done that before. That means something to me. And pretty much calls her a bitch. The reason why I'm bringing Lee back up is we pick up the story again a while later, because they have a job, they have an apartment, and they, I would say, pretty much living their lives, I'd say, to the fullest, as well as someone can be in that situation. And the jerk pops up again and tries to, I would say unalive or maybe even eat our lead. I'm gonna leave it there for the synopsis. This movie is beautiful, and I would say this is more of a drama with some horror elements than a full-on horror movie, which I personally do like. It felt more like a very much a drama, or even a romantic drama in that aspect, where you could feel for the characters. I've seen some horror movies where you don't get a lot of chance to really feel sorry for the characters and really feel drawn in to the characters. This one pulled it off with such ease. I'm actually going to pick it up. I'm renting it currently on iTunes, but I'm going to pick it up physically. It's a thoroughly entertaining watch, heart-wrenching at times, especially when she understands more about what her condition is and how she could literally hurt anyone. It's so sad towards the end, and I think the two like main leads, I think, kept me very interested and kept me going. Even though, yes, I had seen both of them in other works, the scene where they sort of break up it was literally almost like two scenes, where you really felt sorry for Lee, and about that whole situation. You could feel his pain. You could really, 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 really feel his pain. And I think Tim has that essence about him that you can really feel the pain. This actually be the fourth movie I've seen of the man. So he definitely has range. So yeah, have you seen Bones and All? Please write it down in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I actually have a movie coming out this Wednesday. Technically it's Thursday, but I am seeing it on Wednesday that I cannot wait to, well, I can give you a subtle clue. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, I've already picked up the Pop Funko, so you know what the next review is. Ciao. Yes, I don't believe in editing, so you get it completely unedited. Ciao.